Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Evening Happy Hour with Back to Basics Dog Training. Everybody's having a great Wednesday evening. To my friends up north, I hope you guys all survived the nor'easter that came through. And like always, if you're here watching, shoot me a comment. Let me know you're here. Give a shout out, say hi. I know on this platform I've had some problems with not receiving all the messages, the comments and the questions. So please be aware that if I don't get to them on the live, I will get to them later on when I see them throughout the different posts between YouTube and Facebook. But again, if you're here watching, if you're watching a replay, give me a shout out. Let me know you've been here watching. Any of your questions, of course, bring them on. Bring them on. I'm ready. I'm raring to go. I'm dying to talk about dog training again. As many of you know, the last week has been a little hectic. We made a decision to move back to basics with my family down to South Carolina. And, we're still in the process of unloading, packing, unpacking, and all that happy horse crap. So it's been a little hectic. I'm not out there doing what I love yet, which is training dogs. Hello, Jill, Mikey, and Archie. Hope you guys made out really well with the storm. Everybody stayed safe. So, I'm not out there much, but I am going to talk about the subject of moving. We're all members, or a lot of us are members of Facebook, and we see it constantly on Facebook and different posts around. If you're any part of the dog community, owner relocating, needs to find new home for a dog. Owner's job transferred them, need to find new home for dog. You know what, guys? We moved. We have a dog. It was our sole intention to get something that allowed us to take a dog. Um, the cost difference in the place I'm living now is negligible, if that's even a real word. So you know what? I'm getting tired of the excuses these people have. If you relocating for work, a situation, if that's the BS excuse you're going to give, it is exactly that. It's BS. You can find places that allow you to take dogs. We found private residence that allowed us to take dogs. We found the complex where we're in now that allowed us to have a dog. Um, so, call a spade a spade. These people just don't want to be involved. And also, the transition, moving Zoe here to her apartment. She had 3/4 of an acre to run around with, play, go out. Good evening, Susan. How are you this evening? Um, so we had a 3/4 of an acre to go play and run around and run the through, come up front with me to the mailbox, and she had a lot of things, a lot of freedom in the house she only knew for the 7 years of her life. And now we're in a two-bedroom apartment. She has to be leashed all the time, and she is leashed all the time unless she's in the dog park area. And it's taken us some getting used to. It took her some getting used to. She's not used to having to go out and somebody having to go out with her. But we're making it work, and we're still following all the rules and regulations and the structures that I set up on Back to Basics Mastering the Walk here on YouTube. That series I have that I recommend everybody watching. We're still following those exact same rules, boundaries, and limitations that are set up in that structure. Why? Because she still has to understand. So when we walk out of our apartment, it's not free for all. She's going out with threshold management, going out the door the right way. She's walking down the hall either to the stairs or to the elevator at a heel. And then when we get to an area where she's allowed to use the restroom, with more freedom, and we give her more leash. This week, I'm hoping um, she's doing some long lead work with her out there, as long as she's on a leash. Nobody can say anything, even if it's a 25-foot leash. So I'm going to be doing some work with her. I'm hoping this is working because it looks like my internet connection just dropped off really bad, guys. So anybody who's watching, just give me a shout out. Let me know it's still working. Well, Bari thing kind of shows that I have no service, which I don't understand. Um, but then again, it says I have excellent strength in my Wi-Fi, so I'm a little confused. Um, so again, we are still following and practicing mastering the walk back to basics style with Zoe, who's been a master of it for about 7 years of her life. But it needed to be reinforced since we've been here. I walk her 4 or 5 times a day. Well, not only me, my wife and my daughter walk her 4 or 5 times a day. I take the long walks with her. More about the structure. Still working. Can still hear you. Cool. Thank you, ladies. Um, I still do everything that I ask my customers to do with Zoe on the long walks. Or the walk when we first take her out in the morning, of course, is more to get to the bathroom. But when I take her out for the second walk, it's usually a longer walk, more structure involved in it than smelling, peeing, pooping. And believe me, there's a lot of new smells here for her. Where I'm allowing her to be a dog, but I'm also making sure she understands that there's rules that she has to follow. And it was a great compliment for Zoe. The other day, I'm walking her, and she's at the end of the 6 foot leash. There's a little bit of a bubble, drooping the leash, and I'm like, you know what, heel. She came right back to me like that, and somebody was like, "Oh my God, how did you do that?" And it's just putting the effort in. It's not a lot. So hopefully, what I'm going to try to do this week, because we've had a lot of rainy weather here, and I can't complain. Um, What are your thoughts of treadmill training? I recently heard Susan mention it about indoor activities. Love, 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 love treadmill training. When I get my facility down here, I'm planning on having a bunch of treadmills. I think they're phenomenal. It has to be done safely. It's not an easy thing to teach your dogs, but once they get into it, oh my God, they love it. Somewhere on my Facebook page, I actually have a German Shepherd that I did some treadmill training with. Wonderful, wonderful couple on the Shepherd. Um, just way too much energy. They were an older couple, for lack of better terms. Dog needed a lot more mental and physical stimulation than they were able to provide. And so the treadmill acting as a coat rack, and we dusted it off and we got the dog on it. And I'll tell you now, the first 15, 20 minutes of me going back and forth with the dog trying to get him on there, or her, I don't remember anymore. Um, Dog released anal glands. It was not happy. I mean, it's a very traumatic thing for a dog. The ground is freaking moving. They're not used to that. Um, but once we got the shepherd used to it, and we got him into a routine, and he was on and he's on. And, we started off very slow. I think we started off at 1 mile an hour, just getting him used to it. I straddled my legs over the tread, kept them centered. We kept going. I stayed calm, which is the key. Because remember what I always say, guys, your energy is the key to everything. It's the most important form of communication is your energy, and so I stayed calm and I just guided. I used the leashes like almost like horse reins to keep him going, keep him going. And then slowly but surely, as I saw he was getting more used to the 1 mile an hour, I went up to 2 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour. And slowly but surely, I increased that speed. And as I was increasing the speed, I actually stepped away, still held the leash. And one of the things I did is I had his mom or dad, I remember, in front of the treadmill, just trying to coax him in that direction. Long story short, with that is now what he does is every morning he gets up and he looks at the treadmill, looks at his own, like, yeah, put me on this thing, let's go. And he goes on it for about, I think they told me the last time I checked in with them, about a half hour to 45 minutes at about 5.5 miles an hour, which is way faster than you and I walk. And then they can take him for a quick 15, 20-minute walk, and he is done mentally and physically. So the treadmill completes both mental, because they got to concentrate it on the ground moving, and it's physical because you can actually increase the speed faster than we can walk. I mastered getting him on the treadmill, no problem. But once it's turned on, he freaked out. Yeah, that's the hardest part, is that turning it on. Make sure it's on the lowest speed it can go. And even if you have to have somebody standing in front of the treadmill with a high value, freaking chicken, steak, hot dogs, whatever, treat, just guide them. But you have to stay calm, shorten up the leash a little bit, get them used to it, get them used to it. It works. I've done it with a few dogs now. I did it with the German Shepherd, and I did it with the Jack Russell, who's on it for 45 minutes to an hour almost every day the last time I checked. We needed to burn a lot of the energy off that Jack Russell. And the same thing. Once the dogs got, both of these dogs that I'm talking about got used to the routine of the treadmill, it became enjoyable. They go on it, they ask to go on it. They run over to it, stand on it, like, hey, yo, I can't hit the buttons. And they actually start enjoying that experience. We have to make it fun, and don't push it. Just, yes, they're going to freak out, but if you stop because your dog freaks out, he freaks out, it's going to be harder and harder to get him back on it. So you got to go through the temper tantrum. You got to go through it. Like I said, I've had Shepherd release the anal glands, unfortunately, all over my pants leg. Um, Jack Russell, if I remember correctly, he talked a lot of years ago, wanted to bite me. Did not like me at all. But now they love it. It just, the energy is what's going to make or break it. It's staying calm no matter what. I love treadmill work. I think it's phenomenal. I think it could be definitely something that's useful, especially when we have inclement weather when we can't get out to mentally stimulate our dogs. Um, I know again up north, you guys had like freaking a foot, 2 feet of snow. There's not many people out there walking their dogs about structure at that time. Um, if you and Susan, if you look back on my Facebook page, Back to Basics Dog Training, you might find that video of me working with Shepherd on it. If not, what I'll try to do if I remember when I get done with this tonight is maybe I'll find it and repost it just so it's to be on the top of my Facebook page. So remember, if you don't like, if you're not, whatever, follow me on Facebook. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. Besides subscribing here on YouTube. Um, but it's the energy, the energy, the energy, the energy. So again, getting back to what I'm doing with Zoe, and I know Jill, it was big with Archie. Walking is so crucial. Actually, what I've noticed now, we've been here Wednesday. So yeah, literally, I've been here a week. I got down here last Wednesday morning at like 8 o'clock after leaving New York at about 7 o'clock. So yeah, it's been a week. I've been down here. We've been in the apartment now for a little over a week. Um, I think Zoe's much happier. I think she's enjoying the walking. I think she's enjoying more of that bonding with all three of us in the household. Um, she's doing really, really good. She's still letting me know when she wants to go out, which is phenomenal. Knowing how to read your dog's body language is real, real crucial. But she is doing really, really good. And I'm going to do some selfie videos this coming week. Like I said, the weather's a little bit nicer, with the sun shining and not raining. I don't have to worry about my phone getting destroyed. Um, Maybe set up something out in the yard over here where I can do some long leash work with her so we can start doing some educational stuff while I'm trying to get the business up and running down here. Might as well put out the content on Facebook and YouTube if you guys want me to. If you guys would watch it, I'd appreciate it, of course. Um, Jill, let me know how things are going with you. And Archie, I know I spoke to your husband not too long ago, Mike. He said everything is going good. He's still got some puppy behaviors, but how's things been going in general? I know Mikey is my star pupil, so I'm sure things will move further along from the last time I heard. Um, Let me know how it's going. And again, anybody else watching, shoot me a comment. Let me know you're watching or where you're watching from. I'd be really interested to know. I'm not seeing a lot of activity, but I know with this format, I don't see a lot of activity. I'm kind of surprised when I go back to it later how many people are actually on it at any given time. Um, and remember, anybody who's watching, please share this with your friends and your family and your anybody else that you know is an avid dog lover, because I do believe that together we can help one dog and one family at a time. And it's real crucial that we get this information out to the people. I'm starting to design a flyer to put out down here where I am to introduce myself. I'll be doing some YouTube videos and Facebook videos geared more towards the local people here to introduce myself. So any of my customers that are watching here, the one thing I do ask is if you can go on my Facebook page and post reviews, I'd appreciate that. Um, Good or bad, I don't care. I mean, I'm hoping everybody who's following me is happy. Um, so we're going to come up with some different things. We're going to be videotaping a lot more. I have a feeling more me working with Zoe, me doing things with Zoe, maybe some interaction with people on the walk. Things are great. I finally personally can control him without the good boy collar on. Only thing is we can't get him to stop jumping on the counters. Okay, well, again, I know you haven't been using it, but I think it's time you start. If he's jumping on the counters, it's time you interlay the remote collar. And you can try it on vibration first. So what you do is set him up for success. You put stuff up on the counter that you know he's going to try to jump on and get. Usually they don't do it when we're watching. What I would suggest doing is maybe set up an iPad and a FaceTime thing with your iPad or whatever it's called, the nanny cam system, and watch. And as soon as he starts to looks like he's jumping on the counter, vibrate it. What he does it with a firm note or note from a distance. So he associates the note with, oh crap, it means the same thing. And start utilizing the tools that we talked about. If you need some one-on-one with the vibration mode on the collar, let me know. We can definitely work on that. Yeah, I know you haven't been using it. Not surprising me. Mother hen over here. Um, so but you need to because I'm going to assume Archie. Yeah. I don't know, Susan, what type of tools you use with the counter as far as with your dog. But a couple of things you guys can do, things that do not hurt the dog. Um, is one of the things I told somebody to do, and it worked really, really well. I think I read it someplace once. It worked really well. Is you take a loaf of bread and you have some empty soda or beer cans, tie a string around it, tie it to the bag, and when they drag off any lesson, and the minute I turn my back, yeah, he goes right to it. So you need something more of it, almost like a shock and awe theory. Kind of surfing is dangerous to a dog. So what I was saying is, you take a loaf of bread, empty some soda cans or beer cans or whatever. Don't just empty them. If you're gonna have the beer, drink them. Put some holes through it, or use the little top things on the top things. Tie a stringer through it, tie it to the bag, or put it through the bag somehow. And when they grab that, whatever it is that you're putting out there, and I'm saying use bread, use whatever it is. When they grab it down and those cans hit, it's gonna scare the crap out of them. Usually, you have to do that once, maybe twice. Um, Yeah, but he listens when he knows you're paying attention. He's not listening when you turn your back on him. So that's why I said use a nanny cam system because you turn your back, you can actually see it, and boom, no, oh, wait, mom's got eyes behind her head. Oh shit, I'm screwed. Um, I kind of like the idea of the empty cans. It's worked on a few dogs I've suggested it to. I don't like some of the things I've read online about it. Loaded up with red pepper or something that's really spicy, Tabasco sauce. I can't. I'm not gaga on that theory. Um, I'd rather do other ways to do it. That seems to work. If you do use an e-collar, e-collar is a very good tool for doing that. Again, the e-collar is not designed to hurt the dog. Quality one will stim. That's why I said with Jill, use the vibration setting. It's not something that would probably need a higher correction level. Um, there are vibration collars you can get. Yeah, try it. Let me know next week, or I don't know, Susan. Are you on my Saturdays also on Facebook? If you are, let me know Saturday how it works for next Wednesday. Remember, guys, I'm still doing this every Wednesday night here on YouTube and my personal Facebook page. And on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock, I am on my Facebook Back to Basics page doing my live Q&A. I love it. It's my way of keeping in touch with everybody and hopefully helping people get over this counter surfing nonsense that these dogs do. Um, so, but it's a matter of setting the rules and being consistent on those rules. You know, logic dictates it's not feasible for a lot of homes to just take everything off the counter so the dog can't get everything. That's avoiding the situation. It doesn't. Teaching is doing exactly that. Sometimes when they're making unwanted behaviors, we have to make it uncomfortable. That's what discipline is about. It's about being uncomfortable. It's not about hurting or scaring your dog. It's about making it uncomfortable. Yes, I did say that cans will scare the crap out of your dog, but it's not scaring them to be afraid of anything but something that's going to get them in trouble. Not being, when I say I don't want my dog to be afraid, I don't want them to be afraid of me. That makes sense. So yeah, so keep me updated. Let me know how it goes. I'm always curious, guys. Anybody who's watching this, when I give advice on these platforms, I'd like to get some feedback and let me know how it's going for everybody. It's always greatly, greatly appreciated. Um, so again, we're going to be doing a lot of work with Zoe in the upcoming. Where I feel bad for her because she's going to be like, "Oh, enough of this crap." But we're going to be working with her. Great, Jill. Definitely text me. Let's set up a Zoom. And remember, anybody who's watching up north, I'm not. I said this on my Saturday mornings. Anybody who watched me Saturday morning this week, I am not gone. We can accomplish a lot with Zoom. Um, Via, we'll set up Zoom sessions because remember, it's not about me physically handling your dog. Archie didn't need me to physically handle him. Archie needed me to explain to Jill, to Mike, to Mikey, more about the dog psychology behind it. And that's what this is about, guys. That's why I say the most important tool in the training tool bag is energy. That's why this is such an important form of communication to me. It is the most important form of communication between me and the dog. My energy is going to dictate how the dog responds. Be it the most aggressive dog to the most friendly, happy-go-lucky goofball like Archie. It doesn't matter. They respond to my energy, and my job is to teach you guys about the energy and understanding what your dog is telling. Growling doesn't mean aggression. Growling is a form of communication. So it's how to understand what your dog is telling. Um, and again, Jill, one of the things I'd like to try again, I want to try that platform if I can make sure it works. And maybe we can do a test the day before. Is where we do have some of our customers join us on this, and we can chat to other customers. Anybody who's interested in it, definitely shoot me a text or a Facebook message. Let me know you're interested. We'll get something set up. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that because, like I said, I'm still kind of in a state of flux. If I move my camera around the room I'm in now, my wife would kill me. There's like the one area without boxes and stuff in it right now, so uh, we're still in that crazy chaotic stage, but we're getting there slowly but surely. I think by Friday I should have everything pretty much laid out, where I can be in a little bit more of a area of the home where it may annoy them because again we don't have the luxury of a four-bedroom house where I went upstairs to do my stuff. Um, but my goal is next week to be more in the living part of the house doing this, with maybe some pictures up on the walls and stuff like that. So anyway, any questions, guys, out there? I say I got some viewers, and again, I understand that some of the questions don't come through here very well. I'm actually going to go on my YouTube, on my Facebook, on my phone, just to see if I got any questions on that platform. Give me 1 second. Let me see. No, nobody's commented on that yet. Bonnie is watching. It says bring them on. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. I wonder how I can do that. That's something I haven't seen before, but that's on Facebook. So again, if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, guys. Otherwise, we're going to cut it kind of short this evening, and that's okay too. Um, Again, just keep looking for bigger and better things from Back to Basics, and let your friends know. I got to get out there on the different community groups on Facebook that I'm part of on Long Island. Let them know. Yes, I may be 800 miles away, but I'm still there. I have not abandoned my pack. I'm never going to abandon my pack. Jill, let me know when you want to set up a Zoom that's good for everybody. Um, Susan, if you need any help with any of these things, definitely reach out to me. We can definitely work something out. And again, remember, guys, as always, I'm not seeing any questions come through. So we're going to end this on a positive note where, like always, God bless you. Thank you for inviting me to your home every Wednesday evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, together we can help one dog and one family at a time. Great evening, guys, and we'll see you next week.